Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to do a quick little response to a few emails that I got when I'm talking about hitting mechanics, and I'm showing, some of the better players in the big leagues, the Albert Pujols and the Manny Ramirez's and the Griffeys and the Bruces, and all those guys, all the guys that are just really, really good hitters in the big leagues and have been good hitters for a long time. The majority of people really appreciate the videos and I think are really taking away some stuff, but I always get a few responses. I just want to talk to those few people who, when I put things up there and show these players, I get a lot of responses like, "There's no need talking about how they hit because we can't learn from them. They're just naturally unbelievable, and they just have great hand-eye coordination, and they just have really great bat speed, and they're just really strong and." I'm never going to be like that, so why should I bother watching these guys? I can't take anything away from them because they're just that good. And I just want to talk real quick about that because, like I always say, when I show these guys, if you look at most major league hitters, everyone has their own unique style and everyone does things a little bit differently. But if you break it down into the few core principles of hitting, most every player will have certain parts of their swing that look identical. They all do a lot of the very same things, and I think we can look at those things and take those from these hitters and apply them to our game, because I know that there are a lot of players around the country, all ages, that are struggling to hit. And how are you going to get better? The only way to get better is to understand what you're doing wrong and to understand what needs to be fixed or helped in a certain way. And the only way to change those things is to know what we're looking for. And what's better to look for those answers for than to some of the greatest hitters in the world? If they're all doing very similar things, why wouldn't we want to look at those guys and understand what they're doing and understand how to apply them to our game? And there's plenty of examples that you can go through. I see examples every day. The most popular example is probably Jose Bautista. Here's a guy that has changed his swing from what it was for most of his major league career. Last year, he goes and makes some tweaks, makes some changes, and look at the results he's had. His average has increased, his consistency has increased, his power numbers have gone through the roof last year and now this year. So here's a guy that's played as a major league player for a while, and he goes and changes a lot about his swing, and look at the benefits he's gotten. Now, if you didn't know Jose Bautista and you didn't know about his career, and you just happened to watch him play, you might say, well, Jose Bautista is just, he's just born with great hand-eye coordination, or, he's just he's just born really a strong guy, or, he just has great bat speed because he was born to play. Whatever it might be, just like people say about other guys. But look at the difference. He goes and makes some changes to his swing, and he goes from having, average major league numbers. He averaged, right around 12 to 15 home runs a year, to hitting over 50 home runs last year, and he's going to do it again. So people that say, swing changes and mechanics don't really matter, it's just about how naturally gifted you are and how big and strong you are. He's a prime example that you can change and work on mechanics at any level. He's doing it at the major league level. If he can do it at the major league level and see big-time results, then why can't a little league player, a high school player, a college player do some of the similar things that he changed and have them work for them? So here's pretty much the bottom line. You can teach yourself how to be a better hitter by applying some of these principles that these major league guys use to your swing. And maybe you won't be a major league Hall of Famer. Maybe you won't be a 10-time All-Star at the major league level. Maybe you won't be a major league player. But what if you can become a starter on your high school team? What if you can get a college scholarship? What if you could get drafted? You don't have to be a Hall of Famer or the greatest hitter of all time for this stuff to pay off. Too many people write to me and say, you either have it or you don't. You're either born with it or you're not. And if this is the case, then why do I see so many guys in college, in the minor leagues, in the major leagues working on this stuff? And why do I see them benefit from it? Why do I see guys in college work on stuff and something clicks and they suddenly become a high draft pick? And why do I see guys in the minor leagues that go through the minor leagues being a decent player, but nothing great, probably never going to be a major league player, and then all of a sudden something clicks with them, and they're in the major leagues, and then all of a sudden they're successful major league players? And why do guys like Jose Bautista go from hitting 250 with 15 home runs for their career to hitting over 300 with 50 home runs? It's because you can teach yourself through using the proper mechanics how to be a better hitter.